on perfect wisdom, with the divisions of the Abhishamaya-Lamkara. Translated by EdwardConze, 1904–1979. University of California Press, Berkeley, Los Angeles, London. Chapter 60. Entrusting. Sakra. Then, perhaps, O Lord, when I teach and explain thus, I will become one who repeats what the Lord has said, a preacher of dharma, one who correctly states the dharma and also its logical sequence. The Lord. When, kausika, you teach and explain thus, you become one who repeats what the tathagata has said, you preach dharma, and you state both the dharma and its logical sequence. Sakra. It is wonderful, O Lord, how the elder subhuti makes everything clear with reference to emptiness, the signless, and the wishless, to the application of mindfulness, to enlightenment. The Lord. The elder subhuti, kausika, dwells in emptiness, and so he does not apprehend the six perfections, how much less him who courses in them. And so for the other practices and achievements. And why? For the elder subhuti is one who dwells in the isolatedness of all dharmas, who dwells in the baseless, in emptiness, the signless, and the wishless. And yet this dwelling of subhuti the elder is of infinitesimal value compared with the dwelling of a bodhisattva, a great being, who courses in perfect wisdom. And why? Except for the dwelling of a tathagata, this dwelling of a bodhisattva, a great being who courses in perfect wisdom, is the supreme dwelling, superior to that of the disciples and pratyekabuddhas. Therefore then, kausika, the bodhisattva, the great being, who wants to go to what is the highest possible degree of perfection for all beings, should dwell in this dwelling of the perfection of wisdom. And why? When he courses in this perfection of wisdom, the bodhisattva, the great being, passes above the level of the disciples and pratyekabuddhas. He enters on a bodhisattva's specific salvation, and after that he perfects the Buddha dharmas, and then reaches the cognition of the knowledge of all modes. On reaching the cognition of the knowledge of all modes, he becomes one who has a tathagata's forsaking of all the defilements and their residues. Thereupon the gods of the 33 in that assembly seized mandarava flowers and scattered, and spread him over the Lord. And 6,000 monks rose from their seats, put their upper robes over one shoulder, placed their right knees on the ground, and saluted the Lord with folded hands and with their wide-open eyes firmly fixed upon him. Thereupon through the Buddha's might the cupped hands of these monks were filled mandarava flowers, and they scattered, and spread him over the tathagata, and exclaimed, "We, O Lord, shall dwell by means of this wholesome root in the utmost dwelling, to which all disciples and pratyekabuddhas has no access." And when the Lord knew of the resolve of these monks, he manifested on that occasion a smile. But such is the nature of the Buddhas and Lords that, when they manifest a smile, many-colored, various-colored rays issue from their mouths, rays blue, yellow, red, white, crimson, crystal, silverfish, and golden. These rays, after they have irradiated the great trichliocosm with their luster, return again to the Lord, circulate thrice round him, and then vanish again in the Lord's head. Thereupon the Ven. Ananda rose from his seat, put his upper robe over one shoulder, placed his right knee on the ground, bent his folded hands towards the Lord, and said, "What is the cause, O Lord, what the reason for the manifestation of a smile? It is not without cause or reason that tathagatas manifest a smile." The Lord. These 6,000 monks, Ananda, will in the star-like eon know full enlightenment. They all will in the world be tathagatas by the name of Avikarna Kusuma, with an equal congregation of monks, and equal Buddha field, and equal lifespan of 1,000 years. Wherever they may leave home, wherever they will take up the homeless life, wherever they will know full enlightenment, their showers of Kusuma flowers, of all the 5 colors, shall rain down on all of them. Therefore, then, Ananda, the bodhisattva, the great being, who wants to dwell in the highest dwelling, in the dwelling of the tathagata, should course in the perfection of wisdom. With enlightenment for cause the entrusting of the perfection of wisdom. 2a. Introduction. And Ananda, any son or daughter of good family who courses in this deep perfection of wisdom should be quite certain that he has been reborn here after just having deceased among men or the heavenly hosts of the Tushitas. For only men and the heavenly hosts of the Tushitas hear this perfection of wisdom in detail. As beheld by the tathagatas, should those bodhisattvas, great beings, be seen who will course in this deep perfection of wisdom. And if any son or daughter of good family will hear this deep perfection of wisdom, learn it, bear it in mind, preach and study it, and wisely attend to it. And if he will also instruct and admonish in it persons belonging to the bodhisattva vehicle, then this follower of the bodhisattva vehicle may be quite certain that, face to face, I will be with the tathagatas. This deep perfection of wisdom I will hear from them, learn it, bear it in mind, preach and study it, and wholesome roots will be planted with those tathagatas. That son or daughter of good family should know that they have not planted wholesome roots with disciples, and that this deep perfection of wisdom cannot be learned from them. The son or daughter of good family who will hear this deep perfection of wisdom, bear it in mind, preach and study it, and pursue it according to its meaning, contents, and method, should be quite certain that he will be face to face with the tathagata. If a son or daughter of good family, when they hear this perfection of wisdom being taught, do not reject or oppose it, but acquire a serene faith in it, as one who has fulfilled his duties under the jinas of the past, such a son of good family should be known as one who has planted wholesome roots, as one who has been taken hold of by the spiritual friend. The wholesome root which that son of good family has planted in the presence of the tathagatas, he does not go back on that, into discipleship or pratyekabuddhahood. The bodhisattva, the great being, should become one who has well penetrated when he courses in the perfection of giving, and the other perfections too, in the knowledge of all modes, for then he will not stand in discipleship or pratyekabuddhahood. 2b. The entrusting in connection with the tathagata. Therefore, then, Ananda, I entrust to you this deep perfection of wisdom. If, Ananda, as concerns the dharma I have demonstrated, you would, after learning and studying it, again forget all the demonstration of dharma except for the perfection of wisdom, and discard it, that Ananda would not be a great offense against me. But if, Ananda, when you have learned this perfection of wisdom, you would forget even a single verse of it, that would be serious offense against me. If, however, when you have learned this deep perfection of wisdom, you would not again forget and discard it, then you would not offense me. Therefore, then, Ananda, I entrust to you this deep perfection of wisdom so that, when it has been learned, it should be borne in mind, preached, and studied. One should well attend to it, well take hold of it, well study it, well bear it in mind, and one should well analyze and learn it, letter by letter, syllable by syllable, word by word. The son or daughter of good family who learns this deep perfection of wisdom will be one who bears in mind the enlightenment of the past, future, and present Buddhas and Lords, and he assists that enlightenment. If someone wishes, face to face with me, to honor, adore, revere, and worship me with flowers, garlands, perfumes, unguents, aromatic powders, robes, parasols, flags, and banners, then he should learn, bear in mind, preach and study this perfection of wisdom, and thereafter honor, adore, revere, and worship it with flowers too, with banners. Those who honor this perfection of wisdom, they thereby worship me, as well as the Buddhas and Lords of the past, future, and present. If anyone, when this deep perfection of wisdom is being preached, feels respect, affection, and serene faith for it, then he feels respect, affection, and serene faith also for the Buddhas and Lords of the past, future, and present. If, Ananda, I am dear and pleasing to you, and you do not abandon me, let this perfection of wisdom become dear and pleasing to you, and may you not abandon it, so that you may not forget even a single word of it. For long could I speak to you, Ananda, about this bestowal of the perfection of wisdom. To cut it short, Ananda, just as I am your teacher, so is this perfection of wisdom. Therefore, then, be Ananda. With a measureless bestowal I again entrust to you this perfection of wisdom. In front of the world with its gods, men, and asuras I solemnly declare, one who does not want to abandon the Buddha, Dharma, or Sangha, nor the past, future, and present Buddhas and Lords, or their enlightenment, let him not abandon this perfection of wisdom. And this is my admonition to you. Those sons or daughters of good family who will learn this deep perfection of wisdom, bear it in mind, preach and study it, place their trust in it, wisely attend to it, and who will declare it also to others by various methods and in detail, will demonstrate it, make it known, set them going in it, explain it, analyze it, enlarge on it, and reveal it. They shall quite soon know full enlightenment. They are quite near to the knowledge of all modes. And why? Because from this perfection of wisdom has issued a supreme enlightenment of the Buddhas and Lords. The entrusting in connection with the bodhisattva.